The fast-changing pace of technology and our growing comforts with social media tools are providing us with the platform to showcase our talent way beyond our shores. The only thing that stands between us and the world is our creativity. And this is why we are introducing the program St. Lucia Global, where we engage the creative industries and explore opportunities in markets that matter to us, the St. Lucian diaspora and the Caribbean and global communities. I am your presenter, Naima Faswa. How awesome is it to be the drummer for reggae superstar Maxie Priest? Film producer Nadge Augustin wants the world to know about music that is distinctly St. Lucian. Kuumba Designs is gracing catwalks and making a statement that the fashion world is paying attention to. Yes, we're ready for lights, camera, fashion. And how is a ministry with responsibility for the creative industry positioning to facilitate export-ready creative and cultural goods and services? It's 2015. It could be a defining year for the creative sector in St. Lucia. Through this program, we connect with the St. Lucian diaspora in metropolitan cities in Canada, the United States, the United Kingdom, and throughout the Caribbean. Can our fashion designers, musicians, authors, filmmakers, artists, and craft producers meet the standards of the international market? If your answer was a resounding yes, you are correct. Joining us now on St. Lucia Global is a talented music producer, performer, and drummer.
My name is Thygeson Penn Joseph, obviously St. Lucian, very patriotic St. Lucian, and I represent Studio 758.
Penn, Maxie Priest just happened to be in the audience at one of your local hotel performances. Did you know he was going to be there?
I subconsciously saw some musicians coming in, but I'm like, you know, we're just doing our thing, like normal. When we were done, I guess he was a road manager, a guy called Zola Bus. He came up and he's like, hey, who's the drummer? Who's the drummer? Maxie Priest wants to see the drummer. I'm like, Maxie Priest? And then I'm like, okay, well, that's me. And then I identified myself. We went by his dinner table and he got up and he shook my hand. And he told me, yo, I've been listening to you for almost your whole set and you sound really good. And he was more impressed the fact that I was controlling samples, singing and drumming at the same time. You know, and he felt like what I was doing, it was authentic. You know, it didn't sound like a guy from the islands trying to do it. We were literally playing some hardcore reggae and dancehall. And it came across very impressive. And, you know, we kept in touch. And everything else is just history. I went on tour with UB40 and him. We did the Europe tour. We got back. He got me my work permit for the US. We went to the States. I did a year before I did the US East Coast tour when his drummer couldn't make it. So I started to do percussions and samples. And then when the drummer could not make it, I fill in as a drummer. So it's like I could do everything.
Stand up!
Lesson is to always be on your A game because you can never tell who is in the audience. What was the experience performing on world stages with the iconic reggae superstar Maxie Priest?
With Maxie Priest in Europe, you know, I was able to meet Paul McCartney. You know, I mean, and he identified St. Lucia, and he's like, I've been there on a yacht, you know, and so many different people, and like Maxie Priest would be like, meet this guy, and he is a singer for Musical Youth, you know, and I met Foodworth, Still Pearls, all of these guys, and you know, the same thing again, networking, taking numbers, and it really helps Studio 758.
Thygeson Penn Joseph, along with his production partner Irvin Ace Locter, is making a mark on Caribbean carnivals globally, producing award-winning music that features leading performers from Trinidad, the Eastern Caribbean, and Jamaica.
I learned a lot about trying to have that perfect product. I mean, nothing is perfect, nobody's perfect, but try your best to be the best that you could be for the music, for yourself, and for your development. Definitely, Maxie Priest is somebody. If he like he would be performing, and he would be doing his thing, but at the same time, he's aware of every single detail that's going on in the band. You know, and if you're not on point, he'll pull you up.
We will be back shortly on St. Lucia Global with a perspective from the Ministry of the Creative Industries.
The Ministry of Tourism, Heritage and Creative Industries presents the National Performance Program, Employment, Training, Talent Development, calling all interested poets, dancers, musicians, artists and models. This is the National Performance Program. For more information, call us at 468-4644 or email us at www.creativeindustries.govt.lc.
Me Kuumba say, Ezak Pawe, Lucia say, every birthday, Said Lucia. This Thursday and every Thursday from 5 to 11 p.m. Miku Beach comes alive. Seafood, music, dance, poetry, bouillon, fashion, live performances, and more. This Thursday and every Thursday, 5 to 11 p.m. Miku Beach. It's ball time. Come see, come sample, come taste. Yes, it's true. Everything's sweeter down in Miku.
The creative sector is in most parts self-driven, with social media now giving creators the greatest marketing tool ever. But there is still need for institutional support, and here to explain the role of the Ministry for the Creative Industries is consultant Christopher Hunt.
The creative sector all over the world is something that is really well appreciated, and it's become a science, and it's become a business model globally. The problem that you have is that when it comes to St. Lucian artists, St. Lucian artisans, and many St. Lucians around the world with creative exploits, it's like trees falling in the forest. The only problem is that the forest, everybody's in the forest, but us, the average St. Lucian doesn't know how good Boo Hinkson is or how world-renowned he is. They don't really get what somebody like KO is doing, or even people on the ground here like Mecca or Luther Francois or Claudia Edward. So what you have is a number of artists doing a number of things, people like Lynn Bristol, Vincent McDoom and a number of others in all different spheres, from everybody from Charlotte Monrock all the way down to Aisha Gustave, who are doing great and amazing things in the creative sector, putting St. Lucia on the map. But here we only tend to look at politicians or diplomats. So this show is supposed to give people that sort of understanding of what branding you can get for your country through your own creative exploits. The one model, business model, where one person can impact an entire sector. And I always use the example that Rihanna makes money for Barbados. Barbados doesn't make money for Rihanna.
Is there a role that the St. Lucia missions, embassies and consulates overseas can play in helping the creative sector connect with the diaspora?
Now you have a number of missions, and the missions are looking to repurpose themselves so that they have that sort of outlet for creative goods and services. For example, during independence, one of the components that the CABSEC has introduced is that the creative sector will be purchasing a certain amount of creative goods and services, right, from St. Lucia Expos and putting it, stationing it and making it available for sale through the missions so that we can repurpose. The Prime Minister has also spoken about repurposing post offices. So beyond just getting a MoneyGram, you may get to the point where we have a Sea Island cotton shop of St. Lucian goods. So the most important thing that I can tell everybody is take yourself seriously, take the sector seriously. And if other countries like America, Canada, the States and Germany do that, we will definitely be on our way. The first step is for the average artist to see themselves as more than just a talented person, but they have to see themselves as a brand. People need to treat themselves like a business. We have, for example, the Knowledge Series, where we have a number of people who have come through the National Performance Program who are being trained as we speak daily, and things like how to understand trade agreements, how to manage businesses, make deposits, and basically treat themselves from everything from what font they use on their biography to updating their biographies to what rates they should charge and how they should pay themselves and so on, so that they treat themselves like a business. Then I want them to look to take advantage of areas in government like the creative industries, where if you have an idea, that's your intellectual properties. But the moment that you want to take that song, that poem, that painting, and make money out of it, you want to earn a living from it, you come to the creative industries. When you look at training from the community level all the way onto the national level, CDF is now repositioning itself to be the national training facility for all creative exploits. And then you look at TIPA, the Trade Export Promotion Agency, which is also on the ground here, which is dealing with export of everything creative, as long as it's a good and service. We also have the Creative Industries website, which is being revamped so that we'll be able to, for the first time, put some degree of e-commerce and marketing as a nation for all of the creative manifold of exploits on the ground, so that you will have people being able to sell a coal pot to somebody in Germany. You'll also be able to have them selling art, craft, music, dance, even YouTube videos that are available for download online.
We will get a lot more from Christopher Hunt in future episodes of St. Lucia Global. Stay tuned, there's a lot more ahead from the world of fashion and film.
See a belty shop, innit? Very pretty. Hello, how are you?
Hi, good day. How may I be of assistance?
I'm looking for some wicker items, yes? Some hats, some bags, and perhaps some table mats. Do you have any of those?
I'm so sorry, my lady, but we don't have any straw mats. However, we do have some local pottery pieces, if you're interested.
You don't have any?
Well, c'est pas faute moi. I don't know anyone who's producing these type of products.
Musicians, designers, dancers, crafters, writers, have you taken action to put yourself or your business on the map? The Ministry of Tourism, Heritage and Creative Industries and the Cultural Development Foundation have launched the Cultural Mapping Project so we can map it to tap it. The Cultural Map will identify and promote our cultural and arts resources, making it easier for people to do business with you, as well as help development agencies and government understand the needs of the industry. So who should register? All traditional and contemporary individual artists, groups, cultural organizations, creative businesses, events, historical and cultural sites, resource centers, training facilities, promoters, managers, service providers who work in arts, culture and creative industry. To get yourself mapped, head over to the Cultural Development Foundation at Barnard Hill in Cass Street today, or download the Android app from the Google Play Store.
It's our culture. Map it to tap it. Look out for Team Map It in your community.
You want to know what's so special about creative industries? I have a friend. She stays at home and gets orders on her phone. She gets on the bus, goes to the beach, takes a stick. Then she writes in the sand, so and so loves so and so, or will you marry me whoever? Or if someone wants to advertise their company with an authentic tropical background and they are in winter somewhere around the world, she takes the picture. They pay her online like 10 US a picture. So if she does 10 pictures a day and goes to the beach 5 days a week, that's over 5 grand a month. No pollution, no office, no stress. Creative, innovative. That's what creative industries is about.
My loving far right with you by my side. Our love will never die.
Film is one of the fastest growing sectors in the world, with social media making it possible for a film produced in Bhutto to stage a world premiere in New York and Moscow simultaneously without the producer actually leaving her home on the west coast of St. Lucia. Today we want to introduce filmmaker Nadge Augustin.
Alright, yeah, so my name is Nadge Augustin. I've been involved in so many aspects of St. Lucian creative life over the past 10 years or so. Involved with St. Lucia's Writers Forum, various theatrical productions. Also, I've taught for a number of years, taught theater arts, visual arts a little bit.
Yes, I did. Long time ago.
Nadge, what can you tell us about your current film project, which has made its short film debut but now being released as a full-length film?
One day we were doing a workshop, a theater workshop, drama workshop down in Jack Mill. And you know, we just went to the church and boom, there was this St. Thomas mural. And I think from some discussions from there, we were like, hey, you know, maybe we could do a documentary on St. Thomas murals. You know, again, for the whole idea is, you know, start small, like documentaries. It's a lot simpler to do. You don't necessarily need to invest a lot of the time into working with actors and stuff. You can just get some of the basic technical training, but it's like, okay, how do you handle the camera and how do you tell a story?
He loves what he is doing. Absolutely. Every time I see Charlie perform, it's as if he's doing it for the first time. You know, every time I've seen him, there's just a genuine smile on his face, a genuine movement to the music.
How can we make a case for keeping the quadrille, which again a lot of people have a slight distance towards, because, you know, they feel it's slightly boring, it's slightly long and tedious.
Yes, an orchestra is good. That's their field. Jazz, that's their field. That's not my field. My field is strictly folk music. This is what I learned, this is what I raised in, and this is what I continue in. Folk music, nothing else.
You will hear a lot more on film in future episodes of St. Lucia Global. There is one more St. Lucian talent to feature. Please stand by for Queen Esther of Kuumba Design.
Me Kuumba say, Ezra Power, Lucia every Thursday, St. Lucia. This Thursday and every Thursday from 5 to 11 p.m. Miku Beach comes alive. Seafood, music, dance, poetry, bouillon, fashion, live performances, and more. This Thursday and every Thursday, 5 to 11 p.m. Miku Beach, it's bottom. Come see, come sample, come taste. Yes, it's true. Everything's sweeter down in Miku.
The Ministry of Tourism, Heritage and Creative Industries presents the National Performance Program, Employment, Training, Talent Development, calling all interested poets, dancers, musicians, artists and models. This is the National Performance Program. For more information, call us at 468-4644 or email us at www.creativeindustries.govt.lc.
You are watching St. Lucia Global, where we explore the export potential of St. Lucian cultural and creative goods and services. And now our focus shifts to the world of fashion.
My name is Queen Esther. My brand name is Kuumba, and it's all made right here in St. Lucia.
Renowned St. Lucian designer Queen Esther of Kuumba Designs has been showcasing her creative designs on catwalks throughout the Caribbean and the metropolitan cities in Canada, the United States, and the United Kingdom. She took time during a recent fashion exposition to talk to us about the expectations of an increasingly competitive market.
What's happening here today, we are collaborating fashion with the jewelry. I mean, it all goes together to bring that elegance, and you know, we have our silk fabrics and everything that's luxurious, you know, the lace and everything, you know, to pull together the right look. And you know, that's what's happening here today. Like, we're merging fashion with jewelry and, you know, putting on a little sale show and giving an opportunity to our lovely St. Lucian models. The fashion industry, we do have an authentic product from the Caribbean, and it's all coming together, and you know, we need to pull together as designer and models and marketing personnel, and to build that Caribbean industry. And we are getting there little by little. You know, it's not a European product, although the product is fit for the world, but with perseverance and good collaboration, and the Caribbean is known for such creativity. And I think that, you know, in the time to come, that, you know, the Caribbean will be very strong. My inspiration comes from nature. I'm quite a nature person, and you know, the Caribbean is so blessed with this. On a sunset evening, for example, my orange now represents the new black, you know, and we get that at every sunset. And then, you know, the other colors, you know, I'm so inspired by my walks in nature, and, you know, the birds, the flora, the fauna, and, you know, so much inspiration to draw on. You know, that's why I love the Caribbean. I'm a Caribbean woman.
Local fashion designers like Queen Esther get frequent invitations to showcase globally, with Lynn Bristol just returning from catwalks in French Guiana and Suriname, and Lisa Barton experiencing New York's Fashion Week 2014. You will hear a lot more in future episodes of St. Lucia Global. That is our show for tonight, which is featured on our Facebook page. Please send us your comments, suggestions, and tips on St. Lucian creators who are making a name for themselves all over the world. We'd love to tell their stories as well. Keep watching this space for future programs. I am Naima Faswa.
Belty shop, innit? Very pretty. Hello, how are you?
Hi, good day. How may I be of assistance?
I'm looking for some wicker items, yes? Some hats, some bags, and perhaps some table mats. Do you have any of those?
I'm so sorry, my lady, but we don't have any straw mats. However, we do have some local pottery pieces, if you're interested.
You don't have any?
Well, c'est pas faute moi. I don't know anyone who's producing these type of products.
Musicians, designers, dancers, crafters, writers, have you taken action to put yourself or your business on the map? The Ministry of Tourism, Heritage and Creative Industries and the Cultural Development Foundation have launched the Cultural Mapping Project, so we can map it to tap it. The Cultural Map will identify and promote our cultural and arts resources, making it easier for people to do business with you, as well as help development agencies and government understand the needs of the industry. So who should register? All traditional and contemporary individual artists, groups, cultural organizations, creative businesses, events, historical and cultural sites, resource centers, training facilities, promoters, managers, service providers who work in arts, culture, and creative industry. To get yourself mapped, head over to the Cultural Development Foundation at Barnard Hill in Cass Street today, or download the Android app from the Google Play Store.
It's our culture. Map it to tap it. Look out for Team Map It in your community.
Me Kuumba say, Ezra Power, Lucia every birthday, send Lucia. This Thursday and every Thursday from 5 to 11 p.m. Miku Beach comes alive. Seafood, music, dance, poetry, bouillon, fashion, live performances, and more. This Thursday and every Thursday, 5 to 11 p.m. Miku Beach, it's bottom. Come see, come sample, come taste. Yes, it's true. Everything's sweeter down in Miku.